Wow. It's here. It's here. Okay, so V, with the note takers and stuff like that, unless they're attached to a person and the person is here, they can't be here. So if they aren't attached to a person, then they must possibly leave us. I think the other one is Mon, so you can take that off because we're recording anyway. But Mondley, because he's here, we can record it. But Mondley, if you don't come, your note taker can't be in the meeting. Yes, we know this.
Okay,
yes?
thank you. Yeah.
That's good. All right. So welcome, welcome, welcome. We only have an hour together and we have an hour every week. Those of you that don't know me, welcome. I'm Michelle. I work in the Genius Group. I do many different things. I don't even really know what my title is nowadays. So we'll just work with Michelle and how amazing I am. I'm teasing. But most of the time I work in the partnership space. I also work in the selling space. I also work in sorting out Roger's brain sometimes. I'm blessed to be able to do that, which is good. Some of you know me and you haven't seen me for a while, which is also important to say that life is different. I stay in Greece. I live in Athens, outside 50 km out of Athens, close to the sea, and chose to be here because I like the sunshine and the sea. And it is winter now, though. You can see I'm wearing a jersey, but we do have blue skies and it's a lovely day, which is important. So drop in the chat where you're from also, and drop in the chat your Wealth Dynamics profile. If you haven't done your Wealth Dynamics profile, definitely we'll get the team to send you something. But I am a mechanic profile. And so that's an interesting move, different things. I'm not really loving to present all the time, but I've learned to do that very well over the years, I think, as you guys know me. And today you're part of the, it's GAP, but it's actually consultant fast track, where it's fast tracking your business and taking it from now for the next couple of weeks of how we can actually get you using AI, implementing the things, getting your mindset right, looking at different aspects of your business, but being accountable. So for the next 12 weeks, I'm your accountability manager, I guess. So you've only got me. If we need to bring somebody in because we have some questions, then please do that. Suggestions are always welcome, but most of the things I think we can cover together. There will be things that you do need to actively do, but they shouldn't be distracting you. They should be part of what your daily life is anyway within your business. So it's not something I'm asking you to do that's going to take you off your path, right? I think it's an important aspect to know that I am here for questions. Put your questions in. No question is too small, too stupid, too big, too ugly, nothing. Ask the question. But for 12 weeks, I have a couple of ground rules. Be honest, be kind, be present, have your cameras on, and be here, right? You contributed to being here, so be here. If you don't want to be here, don't be here. But don't come and not contribute, right? That's a rule that I have. And yes, I definitely think that it's about what we can do to serve each other and how we can also learn from each other. So always be open to learning, be open to looking at other people's questions, be open to different things. I know Ruby's camera is off because she's probably eating dinner at this point, or I think it's too late for surfing, Ruby, but she's probably having dinner. Anyway, but if you can have your cameras on, that would be helpful, because then I know what you're going through and I can see your faces to an extent, because we're not on the ground together, right? And what else do you need to know about me? I've been in the Genius Group for 7 years. Veronica and I spend time often together. She's in Bali. I'd like to go there quite a bit. The last time I saw her was in September. You know, Veronica, I lost my SIM card that you gave me, so you have to find me a new one. Anyway, blah, blah. Long thing, you know, those kind of things. But we did some videos together. She helped me in my business in some things. And I think the point is that we're all entrepreneurial mindset people. So this next 12 weeks is going to be a fun journey, and I'm excited. So before I get into slides, I want to come to everybody and I want to find out what you want to get your biggest takeaway out of this session of 12 weeks. What do you want to achieve at the end of the 12 weeks? What is it that you're actually wanting to get out of this? Why are you here, right? Which will be really good. So I will start with Amelia because I just saw her, and and she's in the first. Yes. What do you want to get out of the next 12 weeks, Amelia?
Um, the structure of my business process and double my I already started to double my pricing, but I want to have to stabilize it.
So stabilize your revenue, right? Or stabilize the income. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Good. I'm making notes. So I'm going to come back to this. This is why I make notes, right? Because I'm not going to forget. All right. Mondli. Hi. How's South Africa
Hi
doing?
there, how are you, Michelle? Good to see you.
Good to see you
We
too.
miss you, Joburg.
See you really.
Yeah, so I've done a number of certifications now, and the key thing for me now is to be able to create a thriving coaching business based on everything that I've learned from this company. So I'm very, very excited. I think GAP is going to be the final touch now that puts it all together.
Awesome. Okay. Nice. Okay. Nina, hi. How was the skiing? I saw your pictures.
Hi, Michelle. Hi. Yeah, well, it was beautiful. And now, and then the rain came and it got really mild again. And so now it's just icy out here. So that's why I'm longing to go. I love winter when it's winter, but then when it's just icy, I'd love to be somewhere else. So, yeah, yeah. No, so what I would love to get out of these 12 weeks is to really take a step back and go back and find like launch my personal brand, find my identity, or like really land that. I think I've been going in different directions, and I have my company name, but I'd love to have a platform where I'm showing up as me, and
That'll be amazing. I think it's about time, right? Yes.
I think it's about time. Absolutely.
Awesome. That's cool. Tim, welcome. I know you're in the other side of the world, so it's a bit late for you. Sorry about that, but I'm so glad that you're here. And I hope
I was
that
just
you're
searching. I was like, what time is it in Athens? It's about midday there, is it?
It's 12, yeah. It's 12.
Yeah, a little bit later here. 9 o'clock at night. So
Sorry,
it is a
man.
bit of a late one after a big day. But thank
Sorry.
you. No, good to be on. This is my first Genius, a program that I've gone through. My, I suppose my colleague and co-owner, Kyron, he's worked with you guys quite a bit through a number of different programs and whatnot. So, yeah, really cool to come along and see what it all is and to be a part of it. A big thing that I'm looking to get out of this 12 weeks will be, I'm also a mechanic, so trying to systemize how we can put together a promotion, how we can launch it, how we can make sure that the marketing's targeting people in the right way. That's probably our biggest challenge at the moment. We're quite good on the product side and the delivery side. It's just how are we marketing that message, getting it within the right people and getting their interest so that we can then help them along the way.
Oh, awesome. Nice. Okay. Who's next? Bally, hi. How's the UK today?
Hi, good morning, everyone. It's I haven't been out yet, actually. It's 10, but it's cloudy. What do you
As
expect?
the UK is, what do I expect?
How are you doing? Good to see you. So, with me, company's Leader Eyes. I'm a supporter profile, and so for me, I'm as a performance coach and supporting leaders. I'm building a AI membership group, and I've got a target for the next 90 days. So ideally, if I can have like 50 members on my platform, and that's what I'm building. So, and then I'm going to be leveraging that community for other, affiliate kind of programs, like bringing them to potentially wealth masters if I'm able to kind of grow that community. That's my intention. So yeah, so it's all happening, and I've got people already interested in kind of my AI program. So I'm bringing that human centric with AI, and that's what I'm working on.
Cool. Nice. I like to hear that. All right. Ruby has dropped in the chat because she is eating, but more build your personal brand, Ruby, building your personal brand and drop your book. So you launch a promo for your book, right? So I'm guessing that's it. I'm just making notes. But Isabel is part of Ruby's team. Hi.
Yeah, good day, Michelle.
Hi. Good evening.
Good day. Hello.
Hi. So
Can you hear me?
Yes. Can you hear me?
Yes, yes.
Okay, so it was really about what you wanted to get out of the next 12 weeks. So I know if Ruby's working on her book and the personal brand, what do you want to get out of the next 12 weeks?
Well, we're also running group breathworks every month in Gold Coast and Adelaide, and they've been doing okay. And this doctor on the Gold Coast has been enamored with Ruby, so she sends all her clients. So that's been really good. And I guess we also may run the certificate course, but it's dependent on getting people through the group breathwork into the longer course. But if that doesn't seem to be happening, then yeah, Ruby said she'll focus on her book.
Okay. So I think it's also around maybe think a little bit where you want to contribute, because I think, remember, your business isn't very big and you also don't want to be into too many things. So if we're going to focus, that's why I want to know what we're focusing on at the beginning. So you can still change by next week when we meet, but I think let's see what are the main focuses, right? What are we doing specifically to make sure that we're achieving what we need to do? So if the promo is the personal brand in the book, then let's stick to that. And then everything will fit with that. But I can't split you guys into 3 or 4 different routes. So I think
no, fair enough. Fair enough.
Yeah.
We've done a promo. We've done a promo plan, but it's more for the group breathworks and that. So we might have. We might have to do another one.
You might. You guys are experts. You've been on my program a lot of time, right?
So it's Ruby's call. So
Ruby, can you speak, or you still got food in your face? I don't know. Maybe she's still eating. Ruby? What's for dinner? Still eating. Okay. So Ruby, I think the decision needs to come to you. So if we're going to work on the book and we're going to work on the personal brand, then that's what we're going to do. We're not going to work on the other promo, right? If you're okay with that, just give me a thumbs up or something. And then Tim is asking what's for dinner because he's hungry because it's also 9 p.m. that side. All right. Okay, so let's go here. Fish and salad. Lovely. Sounds good. Good job, Ruby. Fish and salad. Okay, let's go here. I'm just going to go over a basic overview of what we're going to cover and how we're going to get these things right. And every week, I think you guys have seen, Melissa's given you the worksheet. She's given you the circle that you're supposed to go in. Has everybody found the worksheet and found the circle? Maybe? No? Anyone struggling?
What was the circle part, sorry?
So let's share my screen so you can see what's going on. So in your calendar invites, well, I'm sure it happens the same for you as it does for me. Mine is only Veronica and myself, so I'm much more specialized. Yes. But if you have a look here, there's a worksheet, a promo plan template, and a circle. So the circle looks like this one. Yep. And what happens if you haven't joined in, join in, because this is where you will find a beautiful welcome over here. We've got a discussions tab over here. Yeah. The discussions tab is Melissa will always pin something for the day in the start, right? Veronica, did Jaroslava, was she here? She dropped off. Oh, yeah, you're there.
Here, yeah. I just changed my name into a simpler version for you because I know everybody struggles with my name.
Yes. I didn't get to you. I thought I saw you and then I didn't see you. Why? Oh,
I'm still here. I don't know.
All right. Bad on me. Let's go back to you before I share slides and stuff. I'm so sorry. Do you want me to call you Jaroslava or do you want me to call you Jaja, what do you want?
Whatever is easier for you. I don't mind. Both are used to.
All right. Well, why don't you introduce yourself and tell me what you want to get out of the next 12 weeks, sweetheart? I'm so sorry that I left you to the last moment. I don't know why.
No, it's okay. It's fine. Well, Amelia from the Czech Republic, and I've been here already once, and for the GAP 2 years ago. And at that time, I developed my like small business teaching languages to seniors and stimulating their brain. It's not about the language; it's more about the social connection and prevention or delaying any kind of dementia. That's the baseline. And I came back for leveling my business up because I want to establish the LLC with company. So it's not just that I'm a freelancer now with a small team under me, but I want to change the structure and make it able to grow better. So that's one thing, how to choose the new name, how to transition from my old website to a new website without losing people. And then also how to structure all this stuff, because now I have 2 products, which is the regular courses for people who are living at home. Then I have another project for people suffering Alzheimer already or dementia. And we are teaching languages them. And yeah, so that's the thing. And because I'm a creator, I just suck. Sorry for that. I just suck in marketing, and I really, honestly, I don't like it. So I need help with this, and I know I need people to do. I need people to do it for me because I'm hopeless.
Maybe you don't need people. Maybe you just need AI, right? So let's
or
figure
AI,
that out.
yes. Yeah, I love AI. I love AI. All for it.
Awesome. That's a lot of things you want to achieve. So I think I'm going to give you some suggestions to break that down into something that's a bit more bite-sized, right? Because otherwise, I don't want us to fail. I want us to work on something that's solid, you know, that's working through, that sets you guys up for success for the rest of the year, right? Which is important. But thanks, Jaja, for sharing. So sorry that I got you lost. I don't know why.
No worries. No worries.
Else I think it was like my screen, I made it smaller and then it went onto 2 pages, Veronica. So, oh my word, if I do that again, just like belt me. Okay, so Tim, you found the link to the circle. Right, here it is. And that's why I was like, where's Jaroslava? I was like, because I checked this morning and she commented. So, guys, this is where you should be playing with your team members in this group. You guys are in a group together and you can support each other. I do believe that you're in a WhatsApp group. Yes, together, so that the team can communicate with you. So guys, you know, the big thing is we learn best when we have a support structure and we have people that we can also bounce things with. So please also, you know, use your team and make relationships and work together. And if there's something, you know, that you need help with and somebody in the team can help you because I'm only going to see you once a week, then use them, ask them, use the conversations. And I think Veronica and Melissa will pin if there's something, because I'm not in your group because there's just too many groups. But if there is something that's urgent for me to raise or that you need my support, they will let me know because that's what they do, because they're amazing like that. Okay, so please do use the connections. Everybody is here to support everybody. And yeah, I think it's one of the components of the smaller groups, which makes it really nice because you get to learn, and everybody's got slightly different businesses, but slightly similar businesses. Yeah. So there's always something in there. All right. Are we all excited? Don't all try to jump at once. I think we have to have a picture at the end of this call. Oh my word. All right. So let's go here. Let me go through the basics. I know some of you guys have seen this before, heard it before, got the t-shirt before, but I'm going to try to make it short, sweet, and then we're going to do some exercises before we get started. All right. So this is really just our getting started. We are, as Genius Group, rebranding everything into Genius. So great conversations around branding. our big theme this year is around wealth renaissance, which is really unlocking your superpower and bringing, you know, this whole technology, AI, Bitcoin, decentralized currency, and humanity into one pocket where us as humans can actually make a difference. So we have got some events that will be coming up that I will be inviting you to, where Roger will be talking about a couple of things. Some of you have been on the calls already, but this is really the things that we are upgrading our content, upgrading our teaching so that it can help you guys grow your business better in this AI world, if you want to call it, without losing your humanity component. Yes, which I think is important because we don't want to lose that. This is a picture out of Roger's book. This is what we're going to do now. So I'm excited. Sorry, Amelia, I know I forgot that you were on the course, but we're going to do this now. We were talking about this a bit earlier. And the reason I'd like to do this is the Ikigai is really, for me, it's your purpose in life. And I was watching a webinar at the end of last year with Roger, and I kind of went, I think my Ikigai is 0. And I was like, oh, man, what's going on with me? Why is my Ikigai 0, right? Many things happened at the end of last year, and that's probably one of the reasons, but I'm not going to go into that now. The point about this is something that I want to start us on today, because if we know where we're going and we know where we're clear, this will set the stage for the next couple of weeks. And this is going to be a mix of business and soft stuff. And, you know, if you hate it, tough. Do it. And it might help you for the next couple of weeks. If you really don't want to do it, I don't know what to say to you then. But you're on the course now, so you may as well just do it, right? So this is what Roger does, is he's actually got it's almost like a journal, and he journals all the time. And you can see he uses colors, he does different things, he, you know, all kinds of amazing pockets in that. So what is the Ikigai? It's your reason for being, yeah? And it's about this balance between doing what you love, what the world needs, what can you be paid for, and what are you good at, and linking it in then to your passion, your mission, your profession, your vocation, those kind of things. And it's the meaning of why you guys are waking up every day, and it's why you're excited to be on a call at 9 o'clock at night, you know, or, you know, those kind of things. This is important, because otherwise, why would you come and show up? Yes, exactly. So I've done a summary for you here in case you forget, because it's always good to get a reminder, but it gives you this feeling of accomplishment, of fulfillment, that you're following something, you're pursuing your passion, you're doing something that's good. So all of your questions, you know, where I ask you, what do you want to do in your business this year, right? It's got to underline with your big ass why. And if you're not underlining with your big ass why, what the hell, right? So this is why I wanted to start here, because having a structure within your business is easy. Stabilizing, creating your brand, all of these things, if you just follow a system, you know, getting your marketing right, targeting the right audience, solving the right problems, this is stuff we can do. But we've got to go back a step to remember our why. Nina, like it was, you know, you want to launch something different to what you've been doing. So why? What's the why behind it? You know, that is it super important. And Bally, you know, I think we did a couple of exercises at the end of last year, but it's also, you want to leverage this component. And I think the humanity component in leveraging Ikigai and doing this exercise regularly is important. Yeah. Ruby, I think you do a lot of this stuff anyway, but I think it's a good idea to just also take a squiz and start. And Jara, yes, you know, when we look at small structure and we look at teams and we look at, okay, what am I doing? Why am I doing this? Am I launching a new product? How can I get my branding right? Again, let's go back to our why are we actually doing what we're doing? Yeah, which is an important part for me. So notebooks are out, or AI is out, or whatever you're writing on or not writing on. The first thing is, let's talk about your talent. So what you're going to do is you're going to give me a score out of 10 for each one of these things, and give a couple of moments while you do it. And then there's going to be an overall score of out of 40. So you can see then over the next couple of weeks what you need to be looking at and working at, so that by the end of the 12 weeks, we're going to rescore and we're going to say, where are we at? So talent-wise, are you doing what you're good at right now? Not tomorrow, not the next day, not last week, right this minute. Are you doing something that you are good at right now? What is that score out of 10? 1 being totally not, and 10 being, oh man, I'm totally excited. Right? So drop yourself a score, don't overthink it. And you can drop it in the chat if you're open to sharing. If you're not, it's also okay. And then I would like you to make a little note underneath that. If it's not at a 10, what do you think would make it a 10? And I will stop speaking while you're doing that. So until everyone's done. We've got some high scores popping in already. Okay. Monthly's lower. Okay, everyone done on this one? 6. Okay, Georgia. You guys done with this one? You have to use your little like nodding or something, otherwise I can't tell. Thumbs or something, or emojis or whatever it is. Tim is 7, Judge is 6, only 4. Has everyone done it? Ruby? Isabel? Done? Okay. Oh no, Ruby. I got the CV finally, so I'll send it to you. So we can increase that 5 already. Boom. Okay. The next one is your passion, right? Are you doing what you love right this second, now? And what is that score out of 10? And then what would make it a 10? So make a note for yourself of what that would be. Are you doing what you love? So the first question, remember, are you doing what you're good at? The next one is, are you actually doing what you love? Makes your heart sing. You wake up in the morning and you jump out of bed and everything works and you're super excited. Or do you drag yourself out of bed and go, oh my God, what the hell am I doing today? I don't know, Vera. I think we need to think about these too, right? Okay. Some people are telling me what they've got. Where are we at? Wow, ladies, you're hitting the score, right? Okay. We've got a 50% from Jojo. Hey, Ruby, that's a bit of an improvement. Tim? Ooh, it's a bit of a lower score. Interesting. Interesting. Okay. Rest of you guys? Good. Okay. All right. Okay. Is everyone good? Yep. Sweet. Next one. Your mission, your purpose, that kind of thing. Now, this is an interesting one because am I doing something the world needs? Now, sometimes we go, well, no, I'm not doing something the world needs. But sometimes you're working through somebody else, you're serving your purpose through other people. So a classic example is for myself. I often serve my purpose through Roger's organization or other brands that I'm working with, right? I don't necessarily do exactly like, you know what I mean? Like, am I doing something right now that the world needs? Maybe not so much, but am I serving my purpose through these other people that are doing something? Yes, right? But then this could be in your case also because you're working with Kyron, right? Isabel, this could be in your case too. But think about that, you know, if you don't think you're doing something that the world needs, right? Are you actually serving through someone else that they're doing something that the world needs? Right? And what is your score out of 10 today? And what would make it a 10? So make a note for yourselves. Good, guys. Nice. Nice. Everybody up? Ready? Ready, Freddies? Okay. Okay. All right. Last but not least, what can you be paid for? Are you even being paid for what you're doing? Right this second. Yes. What can you be paid for? Right? This is the value part of this. And then if not, what can make it a 10, do you think? So no one's getting paid or no one's scoring. What's going on? Are we coming? We had to think a little bit because that would be bad, right?
How do you go
Okay.
about applying a numerical number to how can I get paid if there's multiple ways of getting paid, perhaps?
Well, that's an interesting question, Tim, because, you could be paid in kind, right? But the thing is it something that you can actually leverage currency, that you're solving somebody's problem that they actually want to put cash on the table for you? You have to then decide what your value is and your worth and how much you're charging, right? But the point is, sometimes we start something that we're working with a lower price point and we go, okay, because it's fitting all the boxes in the other points, I don't need to be, the payment is not the hugest payment because I know what the vision is and I know where I'm going, right? But can I be paid for what the skill and the value and that's just really a yes or a no, in an effect, or I'm sort of being paid for it, which is like a 5. Yeah. Make sense?
Yeah.
So actually determining how much your worth is, it's also a mindset thing on your own personal blocks, to cash, to money, to, that's a completely different conversation. Cool. All right. So now you have 4 scores. Now, I didn't see that anybody was really a very lordy or accumulator in this group. So take out your calculators and add up the 4 or do it manually, whatever works. Right? And drop your score, your final score out of 40 into the chart. So we have Nina is at a 30. Nice. That was quick adding, Nina. I think everyone's going to start asking you to add up. Monty's a 15. All right. Where are we? Amelia, 34. Nice. Tim, 31. Jaja, 22. Isabel is 20. Who am I missing? Balia is a 34. Ruby, have I got you somewhere? I don't have you yet. Ruby? $29. Right. Okay. So this is a course for actually perspective in this area. There's no right or wrong answer, guys. There's no high or low score. There's no judgment. I'm not here to judge whether you're at the right level or you're not at the right level. This is not a test. This is for yourself to review where you're at and how far off the 40 you actually are. Yeah. So if you just take it on the numbers, only you're quite far off. So you've got to have a little bit of a reflection to say, what would make those scores go up? What do I want to do to take charge and be the leader of my life to make these 4 areas move up, right? Some of you are higher in others and lower in others. I think, also, those guys that are in the 30s is pretty good because you kind of know where you're going, but I think there's still room for improvement. What do you want to do to improve these areas, right? What can you do to get yourself feeling a little bit higher? I think Ruby and Isabel, maybe there's a bit of a disconnect in the 2 of you and your scores in the business model. So maybe have a look, because maybe there's not something that's gelling, right? Which is not a bad thing, but it gives a point for reflection. And Jaja, I think it's also, you're a semi on the low side. So what are the things that you need to do to take this to the next step, and to lift your scores up? And when you're thinking about what do I need to do to lift my scores up, imagine everything was in place already. Don't go, I can't do this because of this, or I need this because of this, or I want this because this will make my score up. This score is you personally. What do you need to do? What work do you need to do? Not others. What do you need to do to take this by the horns and actually be the director of your own life? Yes. Instead of playing an actor and having somebody else tell you what to do all the time, or yourself telling you what to do all the time, how are you going to become the leader and director in your life that you're going to increase these scores? So Monday, same thing there for you also. But I think everybody can learn from this. And I think it's always a good idea to do it regularly, to make sure that you checking in with yourself, right? I think that's the most important part. And then I always like to do this. I think tying it out with gratitude is always a good idea. and gratitude is those kind of things. Just I personally like to start my day and end my day on a vote of gratitude, because I think we sometimes forget. And if we want to actually be those people that are changing things and being responsible for the world and the change, we need to actually put better energy into the system. So what are you grateful for? And this is, you know, appreciation and, you know, thankfulness, if that makes any sense. So I think that's possibly a habit over the next 12 weeks that you're not doing it, you can implement, having a space of gratitude towards whatever it is, right? What am I grateful for today? What am I grateful for at the end of my day? And that you guys don't need to share, but I would highly recommend that you, thanks, Bally. I'm also grateful to be here. And it's also nice to share and, you know, be able to have a safe conversation about what we need to do to change things and to move things forward, right? So how was that for an exercise? Everybody, hearts, thumbs, what? Everyone happy? Two ups. Yes. Thank you, Nina, for the hearts. That's good. Right. Okay, nice. So I think this is an important exercise. We will score again at the end of the 12 weeks, because I think this is going to get you guys thinking in the right way. I want you to think for next week. Yes. I can see, Jojo, you're already holding your head. You're like, oh my goodness, I think I need to do things differently. All right. The things that we're going to do is I just wanted to show you this last slide. These are just some things that I've put into the slide deck, which I'll share with you. But again, this is what we're going to work on for next week, is we're definitely going to look on who are our customers, what is their biggest problem that we're solving, and what is the solution. I know this is a bigger question, but I'm going to cover that today, because I really want you guys to go away from today and think, what is this big ass problem that I'm solving that somebody wants to pay me for? And then things like my marketing or my messaging, it will come easier because you actually know what problem you're solving, right? And the problem needs to be so big that it's not just I'm solving it like in a small space, like if we talk about that just now. But yeah, start thinking in that route. And then we're going to achieve this predictable in 3 months, predictable revenue, right? Which means that we're going to start looking at these different things in your impact highway, how you're getting your attention, your time. We're going to cover all of these things. These are basic metrics, which we're going to go through. Like if I'm moving to the different things, we're going to go through level 1 to 3, and then you guys can work up from 4. But the thing is, team comes mostly at 4 when you've got predictable revenue coming in. So we'll touch on the team also. And then these are just the do's and don'ts if you want to get to 100 customers. That's why I also asked you on your profile. But this is a good example of when I want 100 customers and I want predictable revenue. From a leadership point of view, what do I need to do? Now, leadership is your spirit energy, hence it's in blue. What you don't do, right? Your product, which is your dynamo energy, which is you guys in the creative space, very heavy that side. Focus on what you should focus on doing, what you should not focus on doing. Your customers, what you should be doing in the blaze side and what you shouldn't be doing. In the service or the tempo side, what should you be doing, what shouldn't you be doing. Systems, same thing in the metal side or the steel side, right? So this is the goal of where we'd like to get to. I'm not saying all of you want to get to 100 customers, but this is what the predictable revenue part looks like and the do's and don'ts in that space. And then as you're moving through and you're then scaling, you can work on your timeline. So the next 4 to 8 months. So I think, you know, Jojo, you want to scale. Amelia, you also want to stabilize and start scaling. Ruby, I think you want to start scaling a little bit, but you're starting a new thing. So we have to get there. The point is to get to 3 first, and then the next 4 to 8 months is to do the scaling part. Does that make sense? So we're going to follow the pathway upwards and we're going to fill the holes and the gaps. And then we're going to get to the end of the 12 weeks and we're going to say, okay, we're solid at a level 3 that we're creating predictable revenue. And then you guys can either continue on a gap program or you can do something else that's going to achieve that upper scaling mechanism in the 4 to 8 months. And you can see this is kind of, sorry, I think this has jumped a little bit, but basically the same kind of metrics which you look at. And then you've got the similar do's and don'ts when you're scaling with a team. So we're going to go through all of those kind of things. But yeah, basically we're going to do 12 weeks of this. You guys have got some access to memberships. The team will show you. You've got your group. You've got the calls that are recorded all the time, so you can go back. And this is what we're actually going to get covered in the next 12 weeks. We might chop and change a little bit depending on your questions, right? But that's why you've got me for 12 weeks, so we can play flexibility. If we need to spend more time on one thing or less on another thing, we'll go through all of these things. Starting your plan. These 2 weeks is really about getting settled and putting in the thinking and getting actually everything set up. And I know I'm only giving you 2 weeks, but with AI, don't worry, you can do it. Then we're going to talk about, copy, landing pages, presenting, things like that. We're going to look at the numbers. We're going to look at journeys. And I think the marketing comes into this. We're going to look at sales. We're going to look at mentoring and that stuff. We're going to touch with mindset. We might jump and chat differently, but this is the basic outline for the 12 weeks, just so that you know that you're not confused. And ultimately, it's also about getting us right into some kind of a model that you feel, this is just an example, but some kind of a model and a pathway that you feel that becomes predictable for you, so that you're always getting people in, you're building your brand, you're getting your marketing, and all of these components. There's marketing in here, there's marketing in here, there's different aspects, but I think everything will start before that. And it's just about mapping this kind of a thing out. Make sure in your business you know what your path is, and you know what your value is that you're giving your customer. Some of you might not like this process. I'm going to explain it in the best way possible so that you've got a pathway, but it's always good to follow some kind of a structure so that you can go back to it afterwards and go, oh, if I didn't do this there, I can do this and I can get there. And that's the point of this course, that you can always go back to these things. And many of you have been on this with me many times, right? This is not the first rodeo for some of you, right? But it's just that I think accountability and keeping on top of things. This is just an example as well. We've actually adjusted ours, but this is really around freemium stuff, which is more high tech in the current thing, premium stuff, which is high tech. What do you want to do? What do you want to balance? But this comes out into products and what problem we're solving. And then for us, it's which are the 8 steps in the Genius formula and how do we go through those things? Don't panic. This is also an older one, but it's just for example purposes. And then these are the things. So we really want to get to a point where you guys know how many people are coming in, what's your spend, what students, how many are taking certain things, what's the cost per ad. And we're going to go through all of these models to make sure that you're actually tracking something like this for yourselves and you actually know what the next steps are. So Tim, this comes into, if I'm going to be doing marketing, that I actually know what my cost per student is and am I actually delivering revenue on the end of it, on all of those things. So for me, it's just really around creating your sustainable growth, how to do that, the discipline of constantly implementing and showing up. I think for me, that's a big thing. One of the biggest things on entrepreneurial space is to show up and actually be present and do the stuff. Putting the effort in is always going to deliver results. You're either going to learn something or you're going to earn something, or you're going to learn and earn. We would love to be at a place in this quarter where you're learning and earning. But some of you are going to use this quarter for a learning base so that you implement the earning next quarter. I think careful that you're not too tough on yourselves, that you're not actually growing in the right format for you and your business. But we're going to go through all of these processes and we're going to have a discussion around that. And the floor will always be open. And yeah, let's make this the year of your transformation, and let's make this something that you can use as a base for everything that you're doing in the rest of 2025. And yeah, this is just the Flow Consultant pages and the Masters pages and the Crystal Circle pages in case you guys need it. So I will drop the slides to Veronica and you guys will have that so that you can go through it and just always have a guidance of, where we're at. But that's really the overview of the next few weeks. How does that sound? Good? Excellent. Okay. So, first things first. Why are you doing the business that you're doing? Right? So, I'm going to start there because this is going to leverage into the next spot, right? So, I'm going to take a few minutes, maybe 1 or 2 minutes, write down your big why, and I'd like you then to share that. So let's think about like your big ass burning why. I want one short sentence. I don't want 10 asses of paragraph. I want a short sentence of why I'm doing what I'm doing. Yeah. So let's start there. Because I know you've told me what you want to achieve for the 12 weeks, but it's the why. Why are you doing this is a big part. Okay, ready? Ish. All right, we've got some people. All right. Okay, Monly, since you're ready, you want to unmute yourself and share. I know you've written it there, but let's set the intention, and that's why I want you to speak it. So off you go.
Okay, so as the teacher, I already feel like I'm making a difference. The problem with it is that difference that I'm making is not showing up in financial terms for me. So yeah, I get a lot of people, be successful, but I don't oftentimes feel that it's impacting my life and my family in the way I would like to see that success. So I think that process is leveraged for me. So I would like to be in a situation where I can make a difference, but also feel like the difference I'm making is impacting my life in a positive way.
Okay. So I think you need to go back and think about why you actually, you've got a bit of an echo in the back, but why you're actually doing this, right? Because if you come from a place where you're thinking, all right, I'm doing so much for others and I'm doing so much for not getting enough back, there's a catch here, right? The point is if I wake up every day, yeah, and I go, what is my big ass why? I'm waking up because I have this vision to change this, or vision to add value into this. When your vision is strong, this is what's going to get you there. The technical part of actually making money and getting the value thing, that comes into the actual business model, right? And how you actually running your business and what you're looking to. Maybe you're overgiving and not, maybe there's not a fair exchange within your business model. But I want you to go back a further step into your why. Why do you even wake up and do this? You could go and be a driver. You could be a taxi driver. You could be, you understand what I'm asking you? Why do you wake up and actually want to do this? Yeah. And maybe there needs some reflection there. So I'm going to leave you with that, but I really want you to work on that this weekend. What is your big ass why? And if your big ass why is I'm doing this because I want my family to have a better life, that's a good why, right? But you see the difference between what you're saying and what my why is. Okay.
I'm with you. Yeah.
All right. Cool. All right. Who's next?
I'll go.
Who's brave?
Since I haven't spoken. I wrote, I want to make a difference in general and help raise the consciousness of the people whose lives I touch in particular. That's what turns me on. Yeah.
Exactly. Which is super clear. Exactly. Yep. Nice. Jojo, you're up. You've got something in?
Oh yeah, I've been doing this work for 12 years now, and it always was meaningful because my original profession is a nurse, so the combination of language and nursing, it's obvious. But lately, I kind of lost my why. I know it's important. I know it's a forgotten field. Nobody cares much about it. There are no finances in it, and it's just a big struggle. And I definitely would like to make a difference. And to be honest, I don't know if it's the field I'm working in or if it will be a different field. I just don't know. I'm going on with my projects, especially the Alzheimer one is something which fills me with joy, but it's not the drive I had before. Kind of, I don't know, burned out. I don't know what it is.
That's exactly it, right? So I think it's also do some reflection this weekend on why. Your why, and Jojo, one of the things is sometimes the pathway or the answers to your question means you sometimes have to let things go and move in a different path, right? So you have to also be okay with those things. And maybe this is not what you want to do why anymore. You still want to make a difference. Maybe there's something else. It doesn't mean that just because you come here with this particular business that you have to work on this particular business, right? That this is what you have to. I would like you to rather do something that resonates with you, because that will be successful, because then you're passionate about it. You wake up every morning, you jump out of bed and you actually want to do something. If you're not jumping out of bed and you want to do something, we've got a problem, right? We've got a problem. What is that? Is it because we burnt out? Is it because we're not looking after ourselves? There's many reasons, but I think let's go back and just reflect a little bit about your why. I know you want to make a difference. Most of us on this call want to make a difference, right? It's great. We want to make a difference. But why?
Just to find where. Yeah.
Why do you want to make a difference? Well, who cares? You could wake up every day and what, who cares, right? And I'm not trying to be derogatory here, but I'm just saying, like, who cares? Like, right? I know I'm making a bit of a thing about it, but the point around it is also, if you go, why do I wake up and do something every day? Like, and I think the point is when you have something that's strong, I'm just trying to find something that I always do on my things. But, when you say, why am I doing this? I'm doing this because I want to, for example, have flexibility, financial freedom, that I can do whatever I want, but I can still help people. And it's not going to make a difference whether I actually get paid or not, because I can still do this, right? You have to run with that. You have to go with that. Yes, we've all got to bring in some cash and we've all got to do something. There's ways to do that in today's day and age and world, that you can do things like that and still focus in on your why, right? But if I'm doing it, for example, because I want to have a better life for my family and I want to set up a great home and I want my kids to be educated, I have to imagine that I've got this and that I'm in there, and what is those feelings that's attached to it, because otherwise I'm never going to get there, because my intention setting and my energy behind it it's not aligned. That makes sense?
Yeah, perfect sense. It makes perfect.
So have a thought about it. There's no right or wrong answer again, but I really want you to spend a little bit more time on that, because it's fine and well to say I have to do this and I have to run the business and I have to get teams and I have to do this, but if you guys don't take a pause now and do this now, it's just going to bite you in the foot later. Yeah. Okay. Who's next?
Thanks.
Yeah, I'm in.
Melia?
So in the beginning, I wrote that I love to transform people to have a better quality of life. But anyway, deep down, feels like not only transforming people, but having a peace in the family while doing a business. But suddenly listening on you, if you ask something energize me, I wrote the word heal. So transform for me is become healing. So yeah, could be. I love to heal people.
Amazing. So now you can see there's something there, right? There's a spark. You've got a smile on your face. You're looking as exhausted as you did an hour ago, because you're actually starting to think about, what the hell am I actually doing, right? And if you go and transform and heal and transform people, imagine the difference you can make. And you don't have to give anything up to do that, right? It's just about being clear on what you're actually waking up to do every day. Yeah. Nice. So I think
Thank you.
ponder a little bit more, and maybe share it with Henry also, because I think maybe he's lost his why a little bit. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you.
Okay. Who's next? Or do I have to call you up?
I'll go next. Yeah. So I used the negative start, but I've actually changed that to positive. So I want leaders to embrace this golden opportunity of AI and not miss out. That's why I do it. I'm a supporter, and that's why I do what I do.
I think you need to go deeper, babe. It's too superficial.
It
Yeah.
is, but the reason I don't want them to miss out, I really don't want people to be left
I
behind.
know that.
Yeah.
I know that. But there's other stuff behind there. So that it's almost layered. Yes. So
Right. Yeah.
you to go slightly deeper than that, and I want you to go into. It's fine. I don't want people to miss out.
Mm-hmm.
People have got FOMO every day. Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. If they, yeah, I can expand on that, because if, yeah, they won't have jobs. You know.
I want this heart, soul pull thing that makes you jump out of bed. Yes, you don't want people to miss out, but people are humans. Humans are going to miss out, right?
Yeah.
Logically.
Yeah.
Humans are humans. Humans are going to do what humans do, right? In order to transform humanity, we can start with a spot. But why do you want people not to miss out? Why on the why? So you don't have to answer me right now, but I want you to go deeper than this.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm, mm-hmm. Yeah, it aligns with my credo of yeah, I'll go into that. It's also for my, yeah, it's a kind of further down the line of why I want to do this. I want to create the wealth, and that comes into it, and time freedom, that type of thing definitely falls into this.
Exactly. But that's
Yeah.
what I'm saying. If this is, it's fine to just say, I don't want people to miss out, but humans will miss out anyway. Yeah.
Okay,
So I'm not giving you a
somewhere,
panic perspective,
yeah.
somewhere, somehow. But it's not a big, I'm not feeling that heartfelt sense why you're actually waking up in the morning and don't want people to miss out. So go back to the drawing board, go deeper, and go into, I'm going to say park AI in this space, and go into your human-centered space to get the answer for this one.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
Yep. Okay. Valley AI is going to be parked today to find the one.
Yeah, it's merging that human component with AI, because that's really, that's the bit that, you know, I really I feel that, and I know that if people don't, they won't have a job tomorrow if they don't take steps now. But it's also for me, right? It's for me to want to turn up and do this.
I'm going to tell you this. There'll always be people who will have work or who won't have work. It's a standard operating procedure. There's way many humans on the planet, right? I think you need to go into heart-centered and stop worrying about those kind of things, and actually go into why you're waking up in the morning and actually doing this, because you're only going to be able to impact certain amount of people in your space, right? Yes, build it, grow. But you understand this one is deeper than that. This question is deeper than what you're giving me.
No, I understand. Yes, absolutely.
Yeah? I want you to go and dig. This weekend is a digging exercise as to why the hell you're showing up, and why you're building this community, and why you're actually wanting to feel that people don't miss out. I think review those sentences of what's come out of your mouth, right? Review it and come back to the drawing board. And I'm certain, know you, bring in that heart-centered thing. And I think once you get that right, this will change the way you build your community, the way you will drive people into the change. But if you're not solid enough on that space, it's not going to make that change.
Yeah, okay. I'll be there in a couple of weeks after my jury duty.
Okay, good luck with that. All right, Nina, I'm going to come to you. We're going to run a few minutes over. I'm sorry. I know it's 10 o'clock. I'm sorry. A few minutes over.
Okay, this is such a essential question, and it's been one I've been turning over time and time again. But I think when I'm listening, you know, and I think for me as well, it's important to go deeper. But I know I want to make a difference, and what is important for me is like for myself and to help others have like that inner freedom, and to be able to make conscious choices, and to make it from that place where I know that it gives me or someone else, or the people I work with, like that true fulfillment in a way. So there's something in, so making a difference. I want more conscious people, more conscious businesses, so that we do things from a place that is rooted in something that is good for us. That is, and I can use a lot of words to talk about it, but I'm really looking for that. How can I just say this and like own it and don't have to, like constantly, because when I listen to Ruby, yeah, that's something. Oh, yeah, that's something in there, right? And I just want to have that solid axle, and I know I want to be a part of bringing sort of new cultural leadership where we look at the human, and also like Bella saying, AI, and how do we use that in order to make us more human, and that we have personal freedom, but we also have freedom to interact and be dynamic with each other. So something in that space, and then saying that in a very clear, concise way is what I'm looking for.
I think do some work on it, but I think you're on the right track. You just have to also go a little deeper and go into, like, because I think I know you've struggled with a couple of things in the last 2 years. And I think if you get this down to that point, that's going to make that difference where I'm waking up and I'm going to calls at 10 o'clock at night, or whatever I'm doing is because that has, if you ask me why I'm on this planet, this is why I'm on this planet. This is the shits. This is what I'm doing. Yeah. And that's what I want for you to have. So that's for all of you. This is the shits. This is what's making me get up out of bed when I feel like I don't want to get out of bed. This is what it is, right? Because I know that this is going to be the thing. And if we're not doing that, then what are we doing? That's my question.
Yeah,
right?
I know. And I think I have to bring health into it as well, because there's something, in health. And I have so many people around me, and my own health and my parents and so on as well, that, yeah, I'll work on it. I'll continue working on it.
I think it's a good place to start, Nina, because especially when you're starting a new thing and you want to launch your personal brand, this ties into it, because when people know what your brand stands for and why you're doing it, then you're going to find an easier way to build your path. Yeah. Did I freeze? Maybe I froze.
Yeah.
Did I freeze?
Thank you. No.
Sorry.
You didn't freeze.
I think I'm back. Sorry. Athens internet for whatever reason. Okay.
Thank you.
Am I still frozen? Veronica, am I back?
No, you're back. We're hearing you. All good.
Okay, great. Cool. Tim, you're up?
Yep. You said you wanted a one line. Everyone's doing a little bit more than one line. I come at it from a different perspective, probably more of a put your air mask on the crashing plane before you help someone else kind of mentality. So I've tried to take that approach to what I need in my life, and then tie that in with that Ikigai side of things in terms of what am I good at, what can I help other people with, what do they need, what can I get paid for, etc. So I had a massive life shift a couple of years ago. I was a builder and a plumber running my own business for nearly 20 years. Very much saw that was not the path that I wanted to be on anymore. Very much wanted to work smarter, not harder. I've got aging parents and in-laws that have worked their ass off their whole life and don't have what they probably should have based on the effort they've put in. And I can see the stress that they're going through at the moment. So they're really big driving factors for me to change my life. The business that I was running was all consuming, and it was like 60, 70 hours a week minimum. Working to midnight most nights, not seeing family, etc. So a lot of that for me was changing. Okay, cool. Well, what can I take with what I've currently got? What am I good at? All those Ikigai components, and then apply them to changing industries. So the reason I work for Wealth Mentor at the moment is I was actually a customer of theirs. I was looking for property education myself. And they were a pivotal change in my life to take me from knowing that I needed to do something and wanted something, and now actually implement that, and we're building out, life-changing things for my family. So it's been a wonderful thing to be a part of that, to help others go through that. and obviously get paid quite well for it as well, which then comes in turn to help my family and, you know, not repeat the mistakes that I'm seeing my parents go through at the moment. So that's sort of an all-encompassing, help myself, help others along the way at the same journey to sort of help them achieve what I'm working on myself. And then ideally, if I'm helping them get what they want, then obviously you want to get paid for helping them deliver that as well.
Correct. So look, sometimes you don't need it in one sentence. Sometimes you can have multiple sentences, guys. The thing is, we just want to try and consolidate into a space where if I say to you, what are you doing? If somebody says, why do you do what you do? Right. I think everything you've said is very, very powerful because you've gone through a journey and now you actually know where you're sitting and you're doing something every day that you're waking up and you're showing up, right? And I think that's the important factor when you get clear on that. So guys, however many sentences you have, I don't mind. The reason I wanted to keep it was shorter so that, you know, you guys are focused in on what we're talking about. Yeah. But good job, Tim. Thank you for sharing.
Thank you.
Isabel, do you want to share?
Okay, I'll see what Ruby thinks. To help No, I think she'll agree. To help people connect with healing and empowerment strategies that are aligned with the esoteric truths, including Buddhist and mystical Christian knowledge. I think deep down, that's what we do, Ruby, deep down, without being obvious about it.
I like it.
Yeah.
It's a very methodical sentence, yes?
Yeah, I'm a lord.
I know, we're a lord.
Yeah.
It's all good. That's the thing, is lords find it easier, or some people find it easier to articulate why am I actually getting up and doing this, right? So I'm going to finish off over here. And I'm going to give you some homework to do. And I'm going to drop some prompts for Veronica so that you can use them later. But it will be a little bit later on my time zone. So she'll have it tomorrow morning, probably, because I think it's late for her too. What I'd like you to seriously work on is now, if you're feeling solid on your why, those of you that aren't, please go and do some reflection on this. It's very important. So the why is the big part. The second aspect is what problem am I actually solving and for whom? And what is the problem I'm solving that is so big that somebody's just going to say, oh my God, help me today, right? That's what I want to hear next week. And I want to spend the time going through the problem, and the solution will always come. But I think sometimes our problems that we think are the right problems are not the right problems. I also think that, you know, if you go into Apple and you go when Steve Jobs brought out the iPod and how they got to the Apple phone and how they got to all of those stories on, you know, the product and what problem it's solving, right? Like, guys, some of the stuff that we do doesn't solve a big enough problem that people are going, please put me on this. I need this right now. So I really want you to reflect of what is that thing that somebody's going to say to you, Nina, please help me tomorrow. I don't care how much I pay you. Because you see, the money comes secondary. It's when you're solving something that's big enough, then you will get valued in that space. And remember, money is a transactional. It's just a trading. It's not that money is just money. Money is part of the currencies we're playing with. But if we talk about decentralized, this is Bitcoin. There's other ways to make wealth, right? Property, structured notes, investments, we can talk a whole bunch of those things. The point is there's got to be something that's such a burning ass thing for somebody that they go, yes, I want to go and attach to this community, or I want to go and speak to Valley because you know what? She's going to change my life in AI. And I'm not going to miss out anymore, right? I'm just saying. But what is that big burning thing that we will just somehow automatically, when you start your marketing campaign and you use those few words, that people go, me, I want that. I want that. That is solving what I need, right? Because we all have good products. There's nothing wrong with our products. They're not bad products, right? They're good products. But are they solving an actual thing that needs to be solved? Sometimes the thing that needs to be solved leads to other products being helped or sold or something. But to attract a customer, there needs to be this big ass thing that's what is the problem? So I really want you to think about your avatar and the problem. So who's the customer I'm serving and that I want to work with? and what is their biggest problem right now, that it's really clear for them, that they can see this problem. Then we can talk solutions next week, and we can have a debate around this particular topic. How does that sound for everybody? Is that clear? You know what you need to do? You know what your homework is? Amazeballs. Okay, so let's finish off with your word for today. What is your word that you want to walk away with after this call today? So, Jaja, let's start with you. What's your word?
Sorry, waffled a bit. Finding my purpose.
Okay, it's a few words, but it's good.
Okay, sorry.
I'm teasing you. I'm teasing you. All right, Tim, what's your word for today?
Gratitude.
Cheat, you took mine. I'm joking. Good job. All right, Nina.
Inspired.
Inspired. Mondli.
It's gratitude.
Strategy. Amelia.
Bigger purpose.
Cool. Valley.
Align spirit with leadership.
Couple of words. Okay. Isabel.
Focus.
Focus. Coming from a Lord, that's always good. Ruby.
Clarity.
Clarity. Veronica, what's your word for the day?
Transformation.
Transformation. My word for the day, because Tim already took it, so I'm going to go with happiness. So thank you for coming today. I think it was a lovely call. It was lovely to go through some of the exercises with you guys. And I think we're going to have an amazing next couple of weeks. So go and look at those things. Come back next week. Be in your power. Be excited. And I'm looking forward to it. So thanks so much for coming today. Thanks, everybody.
Thanks, Michelle. Thanks, everyone.
See you later.
Bye.
Bye.